Mad Max Fury Road has Furiosa helping girls, and Max escape the wrath of Immortan Joe, only to go on an epic car chase. Immortan Joe is played by Toe Cutter in the original Mad Max over 30 years later, so that was interesting. And I don't have the case because I forgot it at our cabin, so whatever. So the positives on the film are the cinematography is much more professional in this movie. It's not old looking like the three previous films. It has better lighting both in the day and at night. So I really like the cinematography for it. They actually made it's a complete contrast to the second movie. The second movie made the desert just so deserted and so ugly. This movie actually makes the desert look kind of pretty, kind of beautiful to a degree. So it's actually a big contrast to Mad Max 2. The intro to this movie is really good. It's Max trying to escape the villain minions, so that was a really cool way to start off the movie. This movie also has some of the most interesting concepts, like people being milked for some reason. And there's questions written on the wall, like, what happened to the water? Who destroyed the world? That was all interesting. There's also people on the swinging poles. That's really cool, on the cars, and they're swinging, and they can grab people. That was cool. The cars are the coolest looking in the franchise. The one that stands out to me is the one with the guy playing the guitar. So I really like that one. But others that are pretty cool are like a spiker dune buggy, one that has a crane on it. There's flamers, there's a tank car, and the big car of Immortan Joe that he drives at the end of the movie. So the cars are easily the best in the franchise. And Immortan Joe is a very memorable villain. His design with the mask covering his mouth is cool. Now, I will say every other villain in the movie just looks like the same guy with a shaved head and paint on their face. So it's like that. I think they could have done a little bit better for more memorable villains. But that's not really even a negative for me, because, I mean, like, this is kind of a movie that knows that it needs a big group of villains for the body count, so it's like, we're not gonna really try for that. Like, we're not really gonna try for memorable villains, because we know it's just gonna be about the action, so they kind of know that. You really feel that this is such an untrusting place. Mad Max 2 did that to a degree with Max and the pilot, but Fury Road has Max always having a gun pointed at someone, not trusting Furiosa. The girls don't trust Max, Furiosa doesn't trust Max, Max doesn't trust the girls, so it was a really untrusting world. And the final positive is I love the action sequences in this film. The intro escape of Max would be at, like, the bottom of the action sequences of the film, and I'd say that's already pretty good. The first car chase is really good. It has fire spears being thrown, cars blowing up and flipping over. The canyon fight, I really like that. It's really good with motorcycles throwing bombs. There's a dust cloud, guns being shot, so it's really cool. The muddy blue sky scene or whatever is pretty tense when they have the truck stuck in the mud and the villains are coming at them, so that was really cool. And the final fight of the film is awesome, with cars crashing. Max is fighting people on the truck, the people on the poles are taking the girls, and like, it all just ends with one of the people swerving the truck to block the canyon out. And crashing the truck, and every other car behind it just crashes into it, killing everyone. So that was such an awesome way to end that action sequence, and a really good way to end the movie. So best action in this franchise by far, in this film. Now, on to the negatives, and they're pretty small, and there's only two. The first one is, I think there should have been a little more story in the movie. Like, this franchise has always kind of struggled with that. Maybe a bit more character arcs, I think. Maybe it doesn't have character arcs because they probably wanted to do sequels for this, which I'm actually shocked they never got a sequel to this. So, I mean, like, in this, the whole story is Furiosa, Max, and the girls escape the town, and then they drive off to a place where they meet some people, only for them to go back to the town that they came from. So the whole map is just a big U-turn. So it feels kind of like it was all for nothing to a degree. And the only other negative for this film is that I can think of is what I don't like is Max comes back to the truck from that muddy blue sky scene, and one of the girls asks, "Are you bleeding?" And Furiosa says, "That's not his blood." And I wish we could have seen Max kick some butt, and we could have gotten a really good fist fight action sequence. I love the car action sequences, but I mean, like, I think that could have been just one more action sequence, make the movie about 5 minutes longer, just by having one more brutal, or, I mean, I guess this would be the only one, I guess, I don't know, but have just that one brutal fist fight scene in the movie. I think that could have made it better. Otherwise, with the way it plays out in the movie, it's like, that's kind of weird. Just to have Max have blood on his face, and it's like, okay, we didn't get to see that fight play out. I think that could have really made Max this kind of action hero, I guess. But other than that, despite some small negatives, this has some of the best action I've ever seen in a movie. Just like Mad Max 2, I think I would probably put this in my top 40 movies of all time. Just to have, like, so Mad Max 2 and Mad Max Fury Road, just to have two different movies to be some of my favorites instead of just animated movies or Scooby-Doo movies. So, Mad Max Fury Road is a really good movie. I approve of Mad Max Fury Road. Thanks for watching.